welcome back to another episode of No Equal Mods 101. Now, if you remember the last episode, we were exploring on what kind of project car that we can exactly get for under RM20k. And well, we did make our choice and we ended up with this, the Proton Satria GTI from 2002, which we call it the NE GTI. If you're following on our Instagram, then you'll be able to see some live updates. But let's just do a quick recap. On the last episode, we did a full bill of health checkup when we bought this car at AHM Technique. There was much to explore and much to rebuild because let's be honest, although the car looked good relatively on the outside and on the chassis, and the interior was complete with all the full Recaro seats, well, to be honest, there was much to rebuild underneath. So in order to get cracking, we really need to get these things updated, and that comes to this episode where we'll be exploring brakes. In this episode, let's explore brakes. When people are talking about upgrading a car's performance, it is always power first before brakes, when actually it should be the other way around. Well, you actually need brakes in order for you to go fast. And beyond just the element of safety, being able to brake harder and stronger will give you more confidence as a driver on the wheel. And let's be honest, on both the streets and the track, there is never too much braking power. So that's what we're going to do in this episode. We are going to be exploring for the NE GTI, what are the differences in the braking systems that are available on the market. Can we go for the 4-port BBK baller option, or is there a way for us to actually upgrade this car's braking performance using just the stock calipers as is from factory? And well, this being a 15-year-old car now, we have to actually first, beyond anything, look into the wear and tear parts, which are usually the fluids and hoses that are well beyond its age of usage. So that's what we're going to do first. Let's explore what we can do for the car's hoses. Let's talk brake lines. Now, for most, people think that it might just be the simple duty of holding fluid from the master cylinder down to the calipers. But actually, especially on an old car like the NE GTI, it is very important for us to look into brake lines because there could be material fatigue and safety precautions for us to consider. Now, we're here at CloverTech Garage, the official dealer of Hell Performance brake lines, and we're trying to see whether they can fix us with a set of SSBH stainless steel braided hoses for our NE GTI.
Apart from the brake components, another key item in the braking system are the brake hoses that are connected from the lines to the caliper. Brands like Hell offer high-performance brake hoses that are steel braided as compared to regular rubber on stock parts. Hell will replicate the length of the stock hoses and replace them with new stainless steel components from the inner steel belt and Kevlar braid. Hell offers a groove ferrule design that can withstand strength better as compared to the Christmas tree style ferrule design.
So that's SSBH sorted. Thank you very much, CloverTech Garage. Now we're off to UltraTune, where we're going to look into the next brake components for the NE GTI Mods 101 series. So the next part, of course, is to update the brakes on our NE GTI. If you remember in episode 1 when we did the checkup on the car, the brakes on this car are completely gone. So before we explore the car's true potential, it is important for us to update and upgrade the brakes that we have here on the NE GTI.
Whenever somebody talks about upgrading a car's brake system, the term bigger is better is often tossed around. However, due to contrary belief, this is not necessarily true, as you may actually benefit more through your stock system with the addition of new and upgraded components. As brakes are some of the key safety components of a car, it is highly recommended to understand how these components work hand in hand to function perfectly. One of the main components of the brake system are the calipers. While some seek to upgrade from the standard single-port calipers to a set of aftermarket 4-ports for performance purposes, some actually upgrade their calipers purely for cosmetic reasons. C. The brake caliper functions as a clamp that brings the brake rotors and the brake pads together, creating a friction that eventually brings the car to a complete stop. The difference between the standard single-pot calipers and the aftermarket 4-pot calipers is generally the pressure or force being distributed during braking. Where the standard single-pot calipers has one large piston that pushes the pads, the 4-pot calipers works by having equal pressure distributed through 2 pistons on each side. This also works for 6-pot and 8-pot calipers. Though that is generally how it works, some large calipers are given multiple pistons with different sizes. This allows the brake manufacturer to tune the distribution of pressure, which may improve output and wear. Larger calipers will also require a new set of brackets to be made for specific vehicles, as they are not tailor-made for each vehicle. Even brands like Brembo will require a new set of brackets for their brake calipers. Often these said brackets are made with aluminium through precision CNC. Although it does give you equal pressure, a bigger caliper does have its flaws. Due to its size and weight, it increases unsprung weight, which may mess with the car's handling. So if you are running a lot of power, only then are larger brakes the way to go. The discs or rotors fitted on a car also plays a big role in stopping in time. However, not all discs are alike. Just like calipers, there are many forms of discs that suit different driving styles, made from cast iron to composites such as carbon ceramics. To start off, most cars on the road no longer use solid discs. Nowadays, vented discs are offered on almost all new vehicles. As to why they are preferred, vented discs dissipate heat faster than solid discs. They are also less prone to warp over time. That being said, for the sake of performance, there are discs such as cross-drilled and slotted. A drilled disc is as it sounds. The face of the disc is drilled to increase airflow, which cools the disc faster than a traditional vented disc. However, slotted discs are almost similar except that they focus more on cleaning the pads. There are also discs that are called floating discs or a two-piece disc. These are usually vented, while some may be cross-drilled or slotted. Floating discs are often the preferred choice for high performance, as these are lightweight due to the disc head being made out of CNC aluminum. However, these are much more expensive than the conventional vented disc. Although the floating discs are expensive, it doesn't come close to how much carbon ceramic brake discs cost. Carbon ceramic brakes can be some of the most expensive components to be added to a car. Mostly on supercars, these brake discs are durable with superb braking power and great heat dissipation. Even if you have the best brake calipers and discs available, it won't be complete without a set of good brake pads and fluids. And just like everything else on this list, there are different varieties which may affect your braking performance. To understand pads and fluids, it is important to understand the operating temperature of the components. The temperature handled by the pads is what makes them efficient and in turn makes them also fade. For normal everyday use, a car's brake pads rarely exceed 200 degrees Celsius. But on track, temperatures can reach up to anywhere between 500 to 850 degrees Celsius. Performance pads usually have a higher temp rating over the standard pad's 350 degree rating. For the sake of performance and safety, it never hurts to go for performance pads as they are more resilient to heat. If you're a keen driver, temp ratings above 400 degrees for your pads should be on your next upgrade list. Fluids are equally important to stop the vehicle, and just like all other brake components, there are a variety of fluids to choose from. Brake fluid comes in the form of DOT 3, 4 and 5, which all have different specifications in terms of dry and wet boiling point. When choosing your next fluid, make sure that the DOT rating is matched with your pad's temperature rating. Having high temp pads without the right fluid will also lead to deficiency in your brake's performance, especially under continuous hard braking where it matters most. In the end, it really boils down to this. If your car isn't pushing that much power, is it really necessary to upgrade to a larger braking system? Or is the right combination of pads, discs, fluids and hoses are what your car requires?
So now that we understand better on the different brake components to a car's brake system, it is time for us to decide on how and what we want to upgrade onto the NEGTI. Of course, ideally, as we discussed earlier, we want to upgrade to a 4-pot brake system, but then again, financially, it may not be the best idea, and at the same time, for what we want to do on Mods 101, we may not have to go all the way. So what we have right here are Brembo replacement parts, which are original because we got it courtesy of Emerald Auto Parts, which is the official distributor of Brembo right here in Malaysia. So when it comes to brake system, the most important thing is of course safety and to ensure that these parts that we're getting are original. So with Brembo, you can always check out the QR code right here on the box. So you can just scan this with your phone and find out the serial number to see the authenticity of it. So these are original parts. At the same time, we also have the .4 fluids, which we'll be installing onto the NE-GTI to match with the PAL SSBH system, which we got from Clover Tech Garage earlier. So, as part of this episode as well, since we're talking about brakes, we will be doing a giveaway worth 1,500 ringgits with Emerald Auto Parts and Brembo. So that's something for you to participate and look into, because this is very important for your next thing to upgrade onto your car. So we're here at UltraTune, they are the technical partners here, and we want to get these parts installed. So let's go and check out how they're going to get it installed onto our NE-GTI. So, installation done and bedding in period over. We've got a feel on the new brake system installed, and it feels pretty solid and good for the performance that the NE-GTI offers. Some of you must be thinking, why didn't we go for a 4-port BBK option? Well, that would have cost us 15 grand, which is as much as the NE-GTI on the market right now. And some of you must also be thinking, perhaps you should have gone for a refurbished set. You do not want to always go for that, which is probably cheaper, but then again may not perform as well. You do not also want to go for the replica option from Thailand or Taiwan, because though they may look the same from the outside, they may not perform the same on the inside. There is always no cost to safety, and you cannot compromise for your best performance and safety on the braking department. So I hope you enjoyed and learned a bit on the Mods 101 episode 2 brakes. Do subscribe to noeco.co for more videos to come, and do leave us in the comment section what do you think should be the next thing we'll be exploring for the NE-GTI. Till then, see you next time.